It was supposed to be a simple, cheerful royal appearance, but what unfolded had everyone talking for very different reasons. When King Charles III and Queen Camilla stepped forward to cut a celebratory cake, no one expected it to turn into one of the most unexpectedly awkward and viral moments of the day. And that was just the beginning. The moment started off lighthearted enough. A beautifully designed cake sat in front of them, marking a major milestone. But instead of a traditional knife, they were handed a sword. Yes, a full ceremonial sword. What followed was a surprisingly clumsy struggle as the royal couple tried to slice through the cake. For a second, it looked like things might go wrong, but then they burst into laughter. Real laughter. The kind that instantly made the moment feel human. Cameras caught everything, and within hours, clips of the pair giggling their way through the task began circulating online. But while the world was amused, this cheerful moment was only one piece of a much bigger story. Because this wasn't just any event. It was a visit to the iconic Eden Project, a place deeply connected to Charles's long-standing passion for the environment. As he walked through the massive domes filled with plant life from across the globe, he reflected on his very first visit. Back then, he said, there was nothing there. Now, it had transformed into something extraordinary. You could tell this wasn't just another royal duty. This was personal. He reportedly showed a strong interest in the sustainability efforts and even spent time admiring ancient olive trees that have stood for thousands of years. It all felt like a perfect, polished royal visit, at least on the surface. But even getting there didn't go quite as planned. In a moment that caught many off guard, the royal limousine reportedly took a wrong turn on the sprawling grounds. For a brief moment, the king and queen seemed to vanish from sight. When they finally arrived, Charles didn't ignore the awkwardness. He leaned into it. "Now you see us, now you don't," he joked, instantly breaking the tension. It was a small moment, but one that showed a more relaxed, self-aware side of the monarch. Still, outside the carefully managed environment, a very different energy was building. As part of the visit, the couple launched major community initiatives, including events designed to bring people together across the country. They mingled with volunteers, spoke with local groups, and shared smiles with families. Queen Camilla, in particular, spent time engaging with children, even watching them perform songs with clear enjoyment. Everything appeared warm, welcoming, and perfectly on message. But not everyone in the crowd was there to celebrate. Because just moments later, the atmosphere shifted. As the royal couple moved through the public, voices from the crowd suddenly cut through the cheers. Hecklers began shouting questions, dragging attention toward the ongoing controversy surrounding Prince Andrew and his past association with Jeffrey Epstein. It was unexpected, uncomfortable, and impossible to ignore. Before it could escalate, a woman in the crowd shouted back, telling the hecklers to shut up, as others tried to keep the mood positive. The royals themselves didn't respond, but the moment said everything. And this is where things become more complicated. Because while the monarchy often presents a polished, united front, moments like these reveal the cracks beneath the surface. Reports claim that public frustration around past controversies hasn't disappeared. It's simply waiting for moments like this to resurface. Prince Andrew has denied any wrongdoing, but the association continues to follow the royal family, casting a shadow over even their most carefully planned appearances. What makes this moment so fascinating is the contrast. On one hand, you have laughter, jokes, and a surprisingly relatable struggle with a cake. On the other, you have tension, unresolved questions, and a reminder that the past is never too far away. It's this balance between charm and controversy that keeps the public watching so closely. Because in the end, this wasn't just about a cake or even a royal visit. It was about image, perception, and the delicate line the monarchy walks every single day. One moment, they're laughing with the crowd. The next, they're facing the echoes of controversies they can't fully escape. And it leaves one big question hanging in the air. Are these lighthearted moments a genuine glimpse into who they are, or part of a carefully managed image designed to keep the public on their side?